without a single prejudice. Right? Is that possible? Don't say it is not possible. How am I to get rid of prejudice? Just ask the question. See whether when you have a prejudice, you can observe clearly. Right? You cannot, obviously. Right? If I have a certain conclusion, certain set of beliefs, concepts, ideals, and I want to see clearly what the world is, all my conclusions, ideals, prejudices, and so on will actually prevent it. It's not how to get rid of my prejudices, but to see clearly, intelligently, that any form of prejudice, however noble or ugly, any form of prejudice will actually prevent perception. When you see that, prejudices go. Because what is important is not the prejudice, but their demand to see clearly. Right? I wonder from meeting. If I want to be a good surgeon, I can't become a good surgeon with all my ideals and prejudices about surgeons. I have to actually do it. So can you see that a new form of action, a new form of non-accumulative knowledge is only possible, and therefore break the pattern, break the program, so that you are acting totally differently. Have I put the question clearly? Huh? Gosh, I'm struggling so much to put it clearly. No, I'm not struggling, sorry. Is this clear? That is, the way we have lived for the million years has been the repetition of the same process of acquiring knowledge and acting upon that knowledge, which is limited. And that limitation creates problems, and the brain has become accustomed to solving the problems which knowledge has created. So it's caught in that pattern. And any form of learning is to add more to it. And we are saying that pattern will never, under any circumstances, will solve our human problems. It's so obvious, because we have not solved them up to now. There must be a different, totally different movement, which is the non-accumulative perception action. And to have the non-accumulative perception is to have no prejudice. Is to have absolutely no ideals, no concepts, no faith. Because all those have destroyed man. They have not solved the problems. You understand now? Are you doing it now? Otherwise, no point in just listening to the nonsense. Unless you do it, it has no meaning. You grow old and die. You may attend these conferences year after year, and nice to meet each other, but So, have you a prejudice? Have you a prejudice which has something common with ideals? Of course. Right? Ideals are the future to be accomplished, and ideals become tremendously important in the process of knowledge. So can you observe without accumulation the destructive nature of prejudice, ideals, faith, belief, and your own conclusions and experiences? Can you do this? Don't ask the speaker, have you done it? Otherwise the speaker wouldn't be here. So, see, please understand this. There is group consciousness we went into. I'm not talking irrelevantly. I want to point out something. There's group consciousness, national consciousness, linguistic consciousness, and professional consciousness, racial consciousness, and fear, prejudice, fear, anxiety, loneliness, pursuit of pleasure, sorrow, love, death, all that is part, right? If you are keeping acting in that circle, you maintain the human consciousness of the world. You understand? Just see the truth of it. Because you are part of that consciousness. And if you sustain it by saying, I'm an individual, my prejudices are important, my ideals are essential, you follow? My guru is the better guru than the other guru, and so on, so on, so on. You are repeating the same thing over and over again. Now, the maintenance, the sustenance and the nourishment of that consciousness, it comes when you are repeating that pattern, right? You sustain it. But when you break that consciousness, break away from that consciousness, you are introducing a totally new factor in the whole of that consciousness. You understand? Please understand this. They are experimenting, as I pointed out the other day, as the speaker pointed out the other day, with various forms of group consciousness. They haven't come to that. If one group has learned something quickly, the animals that belong to that group learn much quicker. Because the consciousness of that group is enlivened by a new factor. You understand? Now, if we understand the nature of our own consciousness, see how it is operating in this endless cycle of knowledge, action, division, and so on, that consciousness has been sustained for millennia, million years. If when you see the truth that any form of prejudice